thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will
And welcome to my podcast and radio show. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. So, Monday is Labor Day. And, a few of these fake Business News Network shows tell us the truth about the labor market, how strong labor is. And Powell is getting really nervous over labor. And, he's really gotten spooked because since July, that employment report that they released, it showed that the payroll job growth slowed to an average pace of just 35,000 per month over the past 3 months. Now,
when making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
when I started this,
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market. The S&P 500. So they're worth $4 trillion, make up 7% of the S&P 500. They account for 33% of the S&P 500 gains this year. Think about that. They account for 33% of the S&P 500 gains. That's crazy. And up 105% since April lows. I'm talking about NVIDIA, one stock. Now, we went through the same thing with Cisco, remember? In 1990, Cisco was our NVIDIA today. Cisco, same thing, unbelievable company. In 1990, they started out, their revenues were 69 million. And 69 million, not billion. And by 2020, it was up to 18 billion. 18 billion. That's an increase of 27,000%. What are you, nuts? So they had 103,000% gain in 10 years. And look what happened to Cisco. So when people say, oh, nothing's ever going to happen to NVIDIA, it's AI, it's different this time. It's very, very dangerous. But all I can tell, like all the people who I talk with and all our students and investors, I always tell them, no, stay with your NVIDIA, keep taking profits. Every time you have a big rally, take advantage or take some more profits, keep resetting your stops and keep getting ready so that if something does happen, we can switch and start shorting. That's the only protection you're going to have in this whole stock market. Everybody says, oh, if the stock market starts collapsing, I'm going to go buy defensive stocks like Coca-Cola. I'm going to buy Colgate. I'm going to buy Clorox. What are you, nuts? There's no place to hide. But with everybody betting on 3-4 stocks, we've never seen a concentration like this. Never. This is, as I said, is nuts, okay? It's a time bomb. But as long as we have the retail investor willing to keep going into debt because remember, most of these retail investors, they've never been through a crash. They've never been through the dot-com crash or 2008. Never mind 1987, okay? And here's the other thing. Look at the margin debt right here on this chart. Look at the margin debt. This is insane. This margin debt. We've never gone from 600 billion, okay, 600 billion to what's that? 1 trillion. 1 trillion. And that's nuts. And that's from 2010. Or 2020, I'm sorry, 2020. 2020. That's what's been pushing the stock market up. Not pushing up, holding it up. And if we lose that group right there, if all of a sudden the market gets hit and all of a sudden margin calls come in, because that's what's going to happen. At some point, there will be a margin call. All these people in NVIDIA, they're going to get a margin call and panic sets in, and that's when you get hit. So when you put everything on one horse, that gets pretty scary. Now look at the stock valuations. We've never had valuations like this. Insane valuations. Can you imagine today? Our valuations are higher than in 1929, in 1965 crash, the 2000 crash. And remember, what is interesting is, and every time we had margin debt peaking, and then it peaked and started to pull back, that's when the market crashed. So we had in 2008, the margin debt going up, then it peaked, the market then stopped, and then we had a crash. And then in 2000, that was 2001. Same thing in 2008. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. So let's hope NVIDIA keeps going up and just learn how to sell short. That's your safety net. Join my gang, free for 10 days.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
before the close on GDX and reset their stops. And welcome back to Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande. I'm CEO of philsgang.com, a stock trading center. It's interesting. I've been teaching people how to trade for over, 30 years. And as I said, we are a stock trading education group. This is what we do. And we always see the same problem. People they want to get rich quick. They use the stock market as a casino, and they're referred to as tourist investors. Retail investors are those who want to really learn and understand how to protect themselves in the market, and they want to control their own money. Because again, it's when the market starts to turn, and we always get a correction. I know people, if I talk about a possible correction, I get more hate mail. I mean, nobody wants to hear there's going to be a correction. Everybody's got their head in the sand. There's no. And if you say there's going to be a correction, it doesn't happen in 10 minutes. I say, he's wrong, he's been wrong. It doesn't work like that. The bond market is what you got to follow. The bond market will tell you when something's wrong. And we have 90% of retail investors, 90% lose money because they're the tourists, okay? They don't want to learn. And the best thing to learn is how to sell short, because when you do get a crash, and I'm not trying to scare you, I hope to God we're in NVIDIA, but we've been taking profits. We've been in NVIDIA for a very long time, but you know what we've been in, really investing real hard in, is our mining stocks, because our mining stocks are up 72% compared to NVIDIA. I think they're up 32%, something like that. So why would you want to be in NVIDIA? We're making more money in the mining stocks, but the problem is that you'll never hear on CNBC and Fox Business and all these people, they don't want to talk about gold, because remember, their job is to suppress gold. And when you think about Powell, that's his job. The Federal Reserve's job is to do everything to sabotage gold because it's in competition with the dollar. And also, when there's a massive amount of gold buying, and by the way, people always ask, well, why do you buy the miners? Because like now, we've had such massive purchasing of gold. The central banks all over the world are buying gold. People that never bought gold are now buying gold because they see what's going on. We're being told one thing by these phonies, okay, how wonderful that you've heard policy, how strong the consumer is. Strong? How can a consumer, consumers are dying. I mean, we have historic delinquencies in credit cards and automobiles and mortgage payments, but he's got the nerve to come out and say the consumer is strong. And that's crazy. So gold, they try to suppress it because we borrow money from countries around the world. And when they see gold going up, and then there's an auction, right, and we're trying to get them to buy our bonds, they want higher interest rates because they see gold going up. They're going, whoa, wait a minute here, we got some problems. There's a problem. We want to protect we want more money. If we're going to loan you money, look at gold, how it's going up. We want higher interest rates from you. And that 10-year treasury, you'll remember, that's what's set. That sets in place the amount of interest we pay on our national debt. So, but going back to the bond market, how it helps you, you can clearly see from the bond market there's real problems underneath. And again, you can see from the gold market I mean, we've never seen a gold market like this. And who's in there buying gold? Hedge funds. They've been dumping their tech stocks left and right. And the tourist trader, he doesn't understand that because he doesn't know how the market works. The tourist trader is a person who says, if I only can make $500 a day, if I make $500 every day, this is what I'm going to make. I mean, they got this, gambling mentality. Instead of saying, you know what, if I can make 10 to 15% a year on my money, and you can do that if you short as well as go long. If you're only going long and only buying stocks, it's very hard to make money because you got to trade to perfection. You got to trade to perfection. And if you stay with the same 5, 6 stocks and you know how to go short, you know how to go long, that's how you make money. I mean, we've been teaching people how to go long and short for almost more than 30 years. And if you go into the stock market without being armed with knowing how to sell short, it's really hard. And that's why, don't take it from me, 90% of retail investors lose money in the stock market because they don't short. And everybody will buy the same stock. The tourist investor, they have a herd, they're not only gamblers, but they have a herd mentality. And they follow the herd. So again, going back to gold, I think gold, our minor stocks got a long way to go, So again, and when you see gold going up like this, and you see what the bond market's telling you, it's telling us something's wrong. And we found out what was wrong. They're lying about the growth rate, the GDP. It's fake. They lied about that. It's fake. We didn't have a 3.3% GDP growth. From the first quarter that was negative 0.05. No, it was only it was only because everybody quickly went out and bought all kinds of stuff, and because there was no tariffs. But now tariffs start today. So when they went out and they bought everything, then when the next quarter came, they already had it. So they weren't importing, because they already bought their stuff. And when you don't import and your imports drop, your GDP goes up. And they're going around CNBC and Fox, oh, look at this. Boy, is our economy strong. Look how we're growing. And then you get the tourists and they go, really? Yeah? Wow, I'm going to buy some more NVIDIA. So, again, NVIDIA, we are in NVIDIA. We have a lot of members in NVIDIA. But we've been taking more and more of our money out this year and taking out of NVIDIA and going to gold miners. Take out NVIDIA, go to gold miners. Because, it just could be so dangerous. So we have this wealth effect. Now we're going to Labor Day. Let's talk about the wealth effect. People are getting screwed left and right in this country. Consumers are struggling. Because remember, at one time when you had your paycheck and they took your taxes out and you went home with your net pay, it cost you about 35%. The rest of that, now they took your taxes out, there you go. Now you go home with your paycheck, the net, and now 35% of that went towards your household, what you had to pay, electric, insurance, all that. That's up to 49%? 49%. That's just insane. That's crazy. We have a chart here we got the other day. I think it's in show, the one that we have a chart showing what's really going, right here, perfect. Look at this. This is the truth. We got this chart. This is new information we got right here. And this is the truth, okay? All right, here it is right here. This is the, price increases over the last 5 years, right up to today. Here they are, right up to today. New cars, this is a July 31, 2025. As of July 31, 2025, cars are now up, cars are still up 21%. We have groceries still up 24%. I'd say every time I go to the supermarket, I say that. I say, when are the grocery prices going to go down? And then we have, I'm sorry?
Put that chart back in your left screen.
Put what back?
The inflation chart.
Oh, right here. Okay, let me bring that up. I put it on the wrong screen. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, here it is. So groceries are up 24%. You have health insured up 24%. Shelter, 28%. Now you look at this. You go to restaurants, 30%. Used cars are up 33%. Electricity, that's the killer, almost 40% on electricity. I don't know why electricity is so expensive. Transportation, 43%. Gasoline is still up 44%. Home prices, let's talk about home prices, up 52%. So Powell's telling us how great everything is, right? Really? Well, then why is it that we have such a terrible gap in our home prices? What do I mean by that? I just had the numbers out here for you. Let me find them. Okay, the wealth gap, as they call it. Okay, let's see if I can't find it. I got it from memory. So, yeah, so I may be off in the numbers just a little bit, okay, but if you are going to buy a house today, a median price home is going to cost you $462,000. Median price. Are they nuts? Now, to buy that home, you need to have an income of $124,000, but the median income is only $70,000. That right there tells you when Powell says how great the economy is, he's out of his mind. That's just totally insane. It's terrible. So that wealth gap, okay, has really crushed us. And then when you take and figure out that the top 1%, they're increasing their wealth 2-3 times what everybody else is. But so how the hell did our Federal Reserve allow housing to get from 300,000 just 5 years ago to 462,000? That's insane. That just doesn't make any sense. Now, when we say everything is a bubble, home affordability gap, that's a terrible bubble. In fact, in 2010, a home price was $196,000. That's that short time ago. In 2020, it was $435,000. Today, it's $462,000. You got to be out of your mind. That's just insane. And when he says, consumers are doing just fine, well, personal bankruptcies in the last 7 months has surged 24%. That's nuts. That's just insane. So, but yet the market will keep rallying as long as we have the retail gambler who's going to continue to borrow on margin. We've never had margins like this. It's insane. But as long as they keep borrowing, keep watching your margin, and you'll see it right here. It's behind here now. Just keep your eye on your margin chart, that's all. If you keep your eye on your margin chart, and you'll see if that keeps continuing, keeps going up, then you're going to be fine. The market's going to keep going up. And that's what you got to watch. Because the minute those margins, there's a margin call, they start coming down, it's over. It's over for NVIDIA, it's over for your everything. Now, also watch your bond market, because the bond market, okay, when you have rising yields like we have now, that means, first of all, there's overall uncertainty in the market and the economy. It also is telling you, despite what anybody else tells you, interest rates are going to go up. And you watch in September, if they do a 25 basis point, doesn't mean that the 10-year interest rate's going to come down, 10-year yield's going to come down. Remember what happened in 2024? They cut the Fed rate by 50 basis points, thinking the 10-year Treasury is going to tank, and everybody can go buy a house again with a mortgage of 2.5%. It went sky high. So don't plan on the fact that we're going to be cutting 25 basis points in September. It's going to happen. Now, again, so we have rising interest rates according to Fed, to 10-year Treasury, rising inflation. Oh, here's the bad thing. When you see your yields going up 10-year, that means there's no support for stock prices. But the market will keep going up with these tech stocks. So just protect yourself, learn how to sell short, and join my gang. It's free for 10 days, and we'll show you how to do it. Okay, so learn how to go long, but learn how to sell short. That's the only safety net you've got. I'll see you on the chart next week, same time, same place.